Hail, 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 motherfucking hail. Hang on, let me turn that down a little bit. I don't give a shit about monetization. I'm trying to sell my art and comics. I have to come out with a personality and platform and to be likable by you people, all you people. You know, it's a big route to earn, but you earn it. Either people are like you or hate you. You're never gonna win everybody, but oh well. You seen the title. You know what we're gonna touch on. I have to touch these subjects because I am a gun owner. I look like a Caucasian person. Um, I come from a mainly Caucasian family, even though my mother is 3% black. Yes, I'm partially black. In everybody's logic in today's century, that little beady trickly percentage, I could consider myself a black person, which I do. Potential spam. Fuck you people. Alright, anyways. Sorry for laughing. This is a bad moment, but I just want to touch on this. Oh, this comes from the motherfucking Times. I'm glad. I'm glad it's come from the Times, this one. But nobody has talked about this. This wasn't a big news moment, and this, by all terms and definition, was a mass shooting. And where was it targeted at? A kosher's grocery market. Interestingly enough, they have not shown any damn it. Sorry. Dude, what the fuck? See, they don't even want me to touch the report. What the fuck? Alright. Mass shooting. You. Alright. And then we had the military base that was a terrorist attack that was covered up. Anyways, we'll go to Wikipedia right here. I just want to show something. Gun laws in New Jersey. Now we're going to touch a couple things because people don't understand. Different states have different laws. So, what's that mean? I live in Vegas. I was there, David Hogg there, when the mass shooting happened here by Stephen Paddock. You know what the biggest difference between Stephen Paddock and fucking Nicholas Cruz? Stephen Paddock was a millionaire. He had various locations that he could potentially snipe at that or do this event at where live events happen, but he chose the Mandalay Bay. This was a country music show that he attacked. So, guess what? That takes out any kind of political affiliations because most Republicans listen to country. Besides, you count the Dixie Chicks that were against Bush all the way. And and he didn't just use one particular gun. He had a whole collection, a whole arsenal up there. That's what other people forget. There were no multiple magazines. There were multiple guns used. He didn't just use one gun. He used several different types of rifles that were ready and loaded. He ran back and forth to two separate window sides, picked up a rifle, and shot down there. And the other thing about the event is there's still so much they're covering up behind it. Like, the last thing that anybody really knew, legitimately not knew, that Paddock spent about 2 weeks at Mandalay Bay living in that penthouse. He was gambling all the time. He lost a lawsuit against Cosmopolitan over a slip a year prior to what happened October 1st, 2017. And what was it? There's one more thing. And, oh yeah, everybody knew him. Even Steve Wynn knew him. Steve Wynn went on TV, goes, yeah, Stephen Paddock seems like a good guy. He was a likable guy. He seemed solid to me. Yeah, 62-year-old man. Nicholas Cruz was an angry high school kid that was bullied by a lesbian who's now a fucking stricter gun laws advocate. And she used to bully Nicholas Cruz. Not justifying what Nicholas Cruz did. Oh, yeah, the guns. So that takes away magazines and stuff like that, because Paddock could have fucking had 6-round magazines in every single one of his rifles in that penthouse. The whole penthouse had rifles in it. Throws out everything. Now here's another thing that throws out stricter gun laws, and once again, people don't understand. Now, we start off in Nevada, where Stephen Paddock, all you need to do to buy a gun in Vegas is have a Nevada ID. A background check, if you don't have a CCW, once you have a CCW, which takes about 90 days to get, you can skip the criminal background check, which makes it easier for you. Without a CCW, it varies. Like, the fastest it ever took me to purchase a gun without a CCW to get through a background check was 45 minutes. The longest I ever had to go through was 4 hours. So it varies in the state of Nevada. Other states, they try to pull the stricter law. Once again, going to the point of this, proud of Time, I'm going to say Time, had posted this article about the victims. But one thing Time did not do, which they would have done, and we'll test this theory out, we will, didn't post anything or any information about the person who performed this mass shooting. Now, let's start with the definition of a mass shooting. I already looked up what a mass shooting was, but we'll do it again. Okay, mass shootings are incidents involving multiple victims of firearm-related violence. The precise inclusion criteria, and this is important, are disputed, and there is no broadly accepted definition. See, this is a big problem. This is a big problem right here. It's not fair, because when you put out in the news, like I said, that some white guy goes into a Walmart and shoots up the place, and it's a hate crime and it's a mass shooting, and then Tyreek in Chicago gets mad, even though he's a part of Blood, gets mad at non-related stuff and shoots up 5 people 5 people in a liquor store in Chicago. Guess which one's going to be posted as a mass shooting? And guess which one's going to be posted as gang violence? In the definition of a mass shooting, there's no broad acceptance. They both be the same thing. Oh, here we go. Well, if there's no broad definition and then you take out, okay, one definition is an act of public firearm violence, excluding gang killings, domestic violence, or terror attacks sponsored by an organization in which the killer kills at least 4 victims. Using the definition, one study found that nearly 1/3 of the world's public mass shootings between 1966 and 2012, 90 of the 292 incidents occurred in the United States. Using similar definitions, the Washington Post records 163 mass shootings of the United States or between 1967 and 2019. Okay, that's really important numbers right there. So, 90 of the mass shootings between 1966 and 2012 occurred in the United States. And then, see, they're using 2 different things because, once again, you're confusing 2 things. This is the problem, too. When you're going on news reports, gang shootings start off as mass shootings in news reports. Same thing with domestic violence. Same thing with terror acts. I seen a post recently. A woman claimed that she was domestically abused, but yet she's never met the guy who beat the shit out of her. So how was she ever fucking abused? She was just fucking attacked. And how was it domestic unless the person was in her fucking house? But once again, these definitions are really biased. There is not a fixed definition in the United... Here, look. This is from Wikipedia. You can all see this. There is no fixed definition of a mass shooting in the United States. There is no fixed definition of a mass shooting in the United States. But let's see. January, here's in the Violent Crime Act of 2012 defines a mass shooting and killing as resulting in at least 3 victims. Okay. Okay, in 2015, the Congressional Research Service, some important information to know about these quote-unquote mass shootings, especially if you don't own guns or know anything about guns or your rights about guns. You see that? In 2015, the Congressional Research Service does not define mass shootings, but does define a public mass shooting. For the purposes of reports entitled Mass Shootings with Firearms as multiple homicide incidents in which 4 or more victims are murdered with firearms within one event and in 1 or more locations in close proximity. The CRS further states that its reports attempts to refined the relatively broad concept of a mass shooting into a narrower formulation. Public mass shootings, a broader definition as used by Gun Violence Archive, is that four or more shot or killed, not including shooter. See, once again, mass shooting, nobody has to be killed. But once again, it goes from the top definition, where excluding gang killings, domestic violence, or terrorist acts sponsored by an organization, contradict each other. This contradicts this down here. It does not say it excluded gang activity down here, by definition. But up here, it does. Even Wikipedia's own explanation contradicts itself. But once again, we go back to here in Jersey. The definition, the non-accepted definition, it's either 4 or more in a public place or 3 or more. They either need to be shot or killed in one event it can be multiple locations. But once again, up until this is proven that it's some type of terrorist attack, this is a mass shooting. Now here's the interesting part. Now we go to the victims. Now this was left 4 victims, including 1 police officer, 3 civilians, inside a kosher market. Here's one of the victims. This guy was a son of some leader. Mush and Dosh. Look at him. Look at him. Yep, that was a victim right there. You think this was a hate-motivated event? Kosher supermarket. It was picked out. See, they like to title it, and see, it's still a mass shooting, but just because of the news, they call it a shooting spree. It's the same thing. The crime was sparked concerns that it was an anti-Semitic attack. But once again, you do not see the shooter. When it's a white guy in some convenience, there's the officer who tried saving. Detective Joe Seals, rest in peace. Mindy Furnez, one of the victims. She was 32. She was identified by the Attorney General. She leaves 3 children. That's sad. De Blasio told reporters Wednesday morning that he was the son of well-known Brooklyn community leader Abe Dush. Yep. And then Miguel Douglas. Alright, now let's talk about Jersey. Now y'all understand this incident and why it should be reported as a mass shooting right now. And once again, we'll go on this journey looking for the shooter himself. Now, I just want you to know, let's just look at the law here. Subject law, state permit required to purchase. You need a state permit to required to purchase. A lifetime purchase identification card is required to purchase rifles and shotguns, as well as purchase handgun ammunition. You don't need that in Nevada. A permit to purchase a handgun valid for 90 days is required for each handgun purchase. So you got to get a 90-day permit to purchase a handgun each time you buy one. Only one handgun can be purchased within a 30-day period. I can buy as many guns as I want. Here. Fuck that. According to state law, purchase... I mean, how many cars am I allowed to buy in 30 days? Cards are supposed granted. Shall issue a basis. But in practice, many issuing authorities require applicants to justify the need for a firearm before granting it. I just got to sign a permit and say I don't plan on shooting anybody. So, once again, all this 90-day permit to purchase a handgun, shall issue basis. Yeah, that's every state. But once again, that did not stop this guy from shooting up a kosher grocery store and market. Firearm registration. Long guns, no. Handguns, yes. The New Jersey State Police Firearm Investigation Unit maintained records that all handgun transfers except for inherited firearms willed to the transferee of firearms brought to the state by new residents moving to the state. Firearm resignation is voluntary. But since handgun purchase permits are also a form of register, there is no de facto mandatory handgun registration for handgun purchases in the state. Purchasers and New Jersey residents must either be from a licensed dealer in New Jersey or a private individual who is a resident in New Jersey. In both dealer purchases and private sales, a copy of the purchase permit is sent to the... Okay. Yeah, you can just sell somebody your gun here. You used to have to get a blue card for the police station, but it was just too much trouble. Owner license required. No license is required to own any firearm in New Jersey except an assault firearm, NFA regulated firearms. What? Permit is required for concealed carry. Not applicable. Handguns, yes. New Jersey calls its permit a permit to carry a handgun, or may issue by law for firearm carry, either openly or concealed, but permits are rarely or never granted. So, you can't CCW in Jersey. I can where I am. And guess what? Here's facts. 4 people are dead in a grocery store, a kosher grocery store, because not one of them had a concealed permit license or was allowed to open carry a loaded sidearm in their fucking store. Even the fucking police officer is dead. Permit required for open carry. Handguns, yes. Open carry is allowed, only permit. Yeah, you don't need a permit. You just need a Nevada state ID. That's it. State preamble of local restrictions. No. There is no limited state preamble. Okay. Assault weapon law. There is no such thing as an assault weapon because guess what? A knife you can use for assault. That could be an assault weapon. That's why there's a fucking crime in your criminal record called assault with deadly weapon. Assault weapon law. New Jersey prohibits the possession of certain named firearms or identical firearms deemed as assault weapons, including possession of parts which an assault firearm may be readily assembled. Firearms classed as assault firearms are acquired before May 1st, 1990. Okay. Yep, Jersey sucks there. Anyways, there's no such thing as an assault rifle. Any weapon you use to do harm for somebody is an assault weapon. Magazine capacity restriction. Yes, yes. 10 round semi automatic pistols and rifles, 6 round semi automatic shotguns. Ha! Okay. Very stupid one. Anyways, let's spell this out. Nicholas Cruz used 10 round magazines on his AR 15. Killed 16 people. Doesn't matter. Stephen Paddock had a whole penthouse suite on the 30th story of a resort, and he had hundreds of loaded rifles to shoot at people. Hundreds of loaded rifles. It doesn't matter. Look at any fucking Western movie with those 6-shooters. Guess what? Look at fucking Josie Wales. I've been drawing Josie Wales repeatedly. You know what I never noticed about Josie Wales until I fucking started looking at him more and more in the Clint Eastwood Josie Wales? The motherfucker had fucking revolvers fucking everywhere. He didn't just have 2. He had fucking 6. Most of the images, you see only fucking 4. But guess what? 6, 12, 18, 24. That's 24 fucking shots. Think about that. You're not preventing people. I'll tell you what else. Most CCW instructors, they'll show it to you. Most of them carry at least 3 different guns and a knife. Think about that. Think about that. By limiting the magazine sizes, you're not solving anything. You're just making dumb people who don't understand westerns and watch those stupid special effects spectacle movies nowadays not understand. Okay, so I'm never going to Jersey. Can't have short-barreled rifles, which is a popular thing right now, especially for hunters and security officers. Yeah, that's pretty biased red flag laws. Hate to tell you, a lot of soldiers, a lot of cops deal with mental health. Can't talk to anybody about it. You act like talk to anybody, but you lose it. Hollow points is available for unrestricted purchase. Yeah, because when you're trying to hit your target with a hollow point, they stop within the target. That's what they're supposed to do, slow down once they hit contact, so they don't fly off and go anywhere. Anyways, once again, my point is that Jersey has all these laws, and just one more person, 2 more people in their store that carried could have prevented this mass shooting. But instead, you're trying to punish the legal gun owners when obviously this was an illegal gun owner. None of the laws that you have, Jersey, none of the laws that you had kept any of these people alive. They didn't. And you're still covering up whatever this was. Was this a hate crime? Let's find out. Damn it. New Jersey mass shooting. This guy 7 hours ago threatened a mass shooting because his girlfriend broke up. And this is in the Tampa Bay Times. Oh, they finally got some new information on what happened in New Orleans. That mass shooting there. That they caught one. Oh, 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 oh. See, look it. 10 people were shot. This happened over a football game. And they didn't catch the guy at first. They fled. Now they caught him. Congratulations. At first, they looked like they didn't even care about catching him. Anyways, more information about that. In New Jersey. Here we go. Here it is. The Black Hebrew Israelites. These guys are fucking crazy. They go at people and expect them to kiss their fucking boots. This is the motherfucker who shot the kosher grocery store. See, look it. Covering up the truth once again. This was a terrorist attack. That's what they're covering up. This mass shooting was a terrorist attack. Oh, see, even there. Okay. Once again, these are the people who go around saying that they're the original Jews. They're the original Israelis. And this is the guy who did the terrorist attack. Oh, 2 suspects. This is definitely a terrorist attack now. But even... Let's tell the truth. You won't let me highlight
news.
Anyways, they're a hate group too. But anyways, it didn't stop this hate group from possessing firearms and shooting up a kosher store. This is a hate crime. This is definitely a hate crime, and y'all just fucking sitting there and pretending that this ain't happening. Anyways, this is El Gargoyle's Conspiracy Files. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and comment if you like. Thank you for coming in.